ഹലോ ഗൈസ്, ഹായ്, വെൽക്കം ടു സ്ട്രീം. ഞാൻ സ്ട്രീമർ. ടൈറ്റിൽ പോലെ തന്നെ എനിക്കൊന്ന് ഭയങ്കര ബോറടി. എനിക്ക് എന്തൊക്കെയോ ചെയ്യണമെന്നുണ്ട്, ബട്ട് നാളെ മൺഡേ ആയതുകൊണ്ടാണോ എന്ന് എനിക്കറിയത്തില്ല. എനിക്കൊരു ഭയങ്കര ഒരു ഇത്, എനിക്ക് എപ്പോഴും കുറച്ച് പണിയുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ കുറച്ച് പണി ചെയ്തിട്ടിരിക്കുക. പക്ഷേ ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട് നോയ്സ് ഇപ്രാവശ്യം ഒന്ന് ഇഗ്നോർ ചെയ്യും. ഒരു ടൂറിന് നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക, അത് ഞാൻ ജസ്റ്റ് കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. എനിവേസ്, ഞാൻ ഈ ക്രോസ് ജെൻ പാസ് ഒന്ന് തൽക്കാലം തീർക്കാൻ പറ്റുമോ? ക്രോസ് ജെൻ പാസ് അല്ല, സോറി, ഇമോർട്ടൽ ഓണർ അല്ല, ഡിവൈൻ ലെഗസി സാധനം. സോ ഇതെങ്ങനെ തീർക്കലെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ ബേസിക്കലി മാസ്റ്ററി ലെവൽസ് ഒപ്പിക്കണം. സോ ആസ് ഓഫ് നൗ ഇതിൽ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരെണ്ണം യമീർ
ബേസിക് എബിലിറ്റീസ് അവരുടെ ഇല്ല. ജിമ്മി, thank you for the 100 my man, thank you for the 100. ഇന്നലെ വെൽ പ്ലേഡ് ജിമ്മി.
യമീർ, ഓക്കേ, you know what, യമീർ കളിക്കാം. fuck it, actually യമീർ കളിക്കണം.
അപ്പം ഓപ്പിനെ പിടിക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു ബേസിക് ഇല്ല, പക്ഷേ ബ്രീച്ച് സ്റ്റൺ ഉണ്ട്, റേസിന്റെ ഗ്രനേഡും കാര്യങ്ങളും ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ട്.
wait, do I need any heroes ഇതില്?
ഓപ്പെടുത്താൽ ഐ തിങ്ക് ഈസിലി ഒന്നോ രണ്ടോ പിക്ക് നമുക്ക് എടുക്കാവുന്ന
Mir. Mir എടുക്കാം. സോറി, ഞാൻ കുറച്ച് അൺറെസ്പോൺസീവ് ആയിരിക്കും ടു ദ മോസ്റ്റ് പാർട്ട്, ബിക്കോസ് ഞാൻ പണിയെടുക്കുമായിരിക്കും. അതൊന്ന് ജസ്റ്റ് അത് ഇഗ്നോർ ചെയ്താൽ മതി.
ഇവിടെ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, ഇപ്പൊ ഒരു ഓപ്പറേറ്റർ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ, ഒരു ഓപ്പറേറ്റർ ബാക്ക് സൈഡ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ഈസി പിക്കാണ്. What the fuck? What the fuck? Reflex on replay. ഇത് കഴിഞ്ഞ റൗണ്ടിലെ റീപ്ലേ ആണോ? പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ വിളിക്കട്ടെ, ഞാൻ പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ മെല്ലെ ബ്രോ. അതെ കഴിഞ്ഞ റൗണ്ടിലെ റീപ്ലേ ആണ്. ഒന്ന് നോക്കിക്കോണേ. അതെ ഇപ്പൊ ശരി. ഓക്കെ, ആ ഫോം ഓക്കെ. ശരിയാക്കി. പെട്ടെന്ന് തന്നെ ഒരു മാറ്റി കിട്ടണം.
ഇത് പെലയാണോ? ഓ, സ്മൈറ്റ് 1 ഇത് കിട്ടും. ഓ, T5 സ്കിന്ന് സ്മൈറ്റ് 1 സ്മൈറ്റ് 2 ഓക്കെ. You know what, I'll play Ymir.
Spike is down at A anyway.
Ult ഇടുന്നോടാ, റിഫ്ലെക്സ് ult ഇടുന്നോടാ.
കുറച്ച് ബോളും കുറച്ചേക്കാം, വേറെ എന്തെങ്കിലും വെച്ചേക്കാം ജസ്റ്റ് ഇൻ കേസ്.
അവന്റെ ഫ്രണ്ട് ടീമിലൊരുത്തരെ കൊന്നിട്ട് പോയടാ. ഓടാ, നൈസ് ട്രൈഡാ. നമുക്ക് ബൈ ഇല്ലായിരുന്നു കേട്ടോ, കുഴപ്പമില്ല. നമ്മുടെ ഹാഫ് ബൈ ആയിരുന്നു, ഹാഫ് ബൈ റൗണ്ട് ആയിരുന്നു.
The Elite Four, but I'll worry about that later. Alright, the Ice Gym made me laugh. I didn't even go to the Poke Center before fighting the gym leader, so I was low on powerful, despite having terrible luck with missing 90 accuracy moves multiple times and hitting myself in confusion twice. We still won by just outcasting them and dishing out hits when we go. This Dino is kind of a beast. We're in one of the last big chunks of travel in the game, and I've been looking forward to this one for ages because we can finally get the TM for Shadow Ball. I've wanted this multiple times earlier in the run, but now we finally have our hands on it. I think this this move is going to be a lifesaver in the Elite Four. It gives us way better
ഞാൻ ഇപ്പോൾ വരാം ഈ
the kinds of Pokemon that we typically have issues with. Now let's go beat up Bianca. The last Bianca fight was super easy by just spamming Charge Beam, although we did get stalled out at the end for quite a while. I've noticed at this point that unless they have a strong fighting move, just about nothing deals much damage to us. I think the Dragon Gym and the Final Gym fight might be easy as well. Yeah, the Dragon Gym was super easy. I just reinforced the whole gym with Return, although Secret Power probably could have done just about as well. This gym is never hard. The last Cheren fight went great too. This time I picked up the Silk Scarf to get more damage out of our normal moves, but we probably didn't need it. I blame the fast leveling category, but we've been demolishing our rivals this run. Alright, last bit of travel until the Elite Four. Now, I don't want to get too overconfident since the Elite Four in Gen 5 is pretty hard, but we have been on such a roll that I'm feeling good about our chances. Yeah, we might lose to the fighting guy, but I bet we can beat the other Elite Four members, and if we can do that, then we have an easy place to grind for levels. We've got a lot of TMs for great moves that I can switch between.
On my way.
Keep the power points from being ran over. I think we stand a chance. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats.
Photon smash it! You fight valiantly! You fight valiantly!
Let's do this.
Be careful!
Rest, wake up. That happens a lot. Of course, you've probably noticed by now that he's got 4 stars, so this is start getting special defense drops from it. If 2 of them happen, you're just doomed. It took quite a few tries, but as soon as I figured out a strategy that I was going for and didn't get unblocking the special defense drops, Scrappy hit a solid brick break but went down. Eventually, we took out half of our health left. Last was Lightheart, who was hardly able to focus. We attracted each other, then we shot. It was a crazy fight.
Okay. Be careful. right back. Out of there. Be right back.
So we ended up getting beaten up pretty badly while we were asleep. But after waking up, we paralyzed them and went down to sleep. Paralysis led to sleep this time, so we could wake up and finish them off while healthy. Last week,
Bitch. Want to smash it.
twice in a row, so we took it out. And Stone Age did not pay off for ending that fight. It did last week with a good streak, but still, last week against
Astounding performance!
Thankfully, he used brain damage. Took him out fast. The sharpest was a lot.
Be careful.
It crits us to almost 87. Then we finish it off. That was a really fun round.
Taken.
Really well paced for the most part at least. And so many
Warning,
great
you
fights
have
and
lost an
really
ally.
interesting.
Have reached your fortress.
Retreat! Retreat!
An enemy has been slain. Now forces diminished.
Be careful! Be careful!
Excellent. I'm doing it, everyone.
You may not need this, but take it.
Every time we see her, she's just getting better.
An enemy has been slain. You have lost an ally. Now forces diminished.
Thanks.
Shall I start soldiering? Double kill.
We'll get her some damn answers soon. Up you go.
Astounding performance. Clean kills. Allies down.
Be careful! Trouble is bitch. Want to smash?
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. I'm sensing a profound feeling of regret in the enemy. Triple kill. Astounding performance. Hostile forces diminished.
going on? At least I saw one of the faces enjoying it.
Ally down.
But take
We're a man short. Warning, you have lost an ally. Hostile forces. Double kill.
Minions have reached your portal.
Astounding performance. Enemy has been slain.
so tired. So
We're a man short. Hostile forces diminished. Five down. Clean kills.
You guys are far too. Go left. Let's go left. You're not scaring me this time, birds. I swear to God, if I had a shotgun, you'd all be dead. All the birds are down here.
The first month of this year has not passed yet. What is going on? How did Genshin Impact manage to lose over 1 million followers overnight just because of one sentence during the developer livestream? Virtually every content creator for Genshin, or even the internet, has covered this topic so far because it's that crazy. And the situation is not even close to being over. In fact, one could argue that it just keeps getting worse. Many have called it a spiritual successor to the first anniversary disaster of Genshin Impact, or even a distant cousin of the Honkai Impact 3rd Bunny Girl incident without any knives. I hope. I sure do hope so. So what the hell is going on and why is it so significant? Well, just like any Genshin Impact controversy, it's not so simple. Let's check out why. Look, what you have to understand is that for Genshin Impact and its developer, MiHoYo, there are 2 dates every year that are extremely important. The first one is the anniversary on September 28th, which has already ended in catastrophe back in 2021 due to its importance. Players expect a lot and it's very easy to disappoint, especially when you don't learn from your mistakes. But the other extremely important date in the year is the Chinese Lunar Year, because MiHoYo is a Chinese company, but they also take it a step further. A huge chunk of MiHoYo's very impressive revenue that was more than PlayStation in 2022 comes from China. Each of their games really has a world and they will have different regions. One of these regions will always be inspired by China. In Genshin Impact, this is in Honkai Star Rail, it's the Xianxue Luofo. Right? I said it correctly, right? I hope so. This helps a lot with their reputation in China and of course leads to increased sales. But to say it's a double-edged sword is an understatement, because some of their biggest controversies have come from these regions. One huge aspect of the Bunny Girl incident was because the Chinese mascot character of Honkai Impact 3rd was put in a bunny suit costume, seen as something that foreigners fantasize about, making it seem like they were selling out China to the West just for fan service. And this resulted in someone going to the HQ of MiHoYo trying to stab the CEO and jump off the building. This was such a big issue, okay? And yes, we're still talking about anime girls, okay? This was such a big issue that on that same year, MiHoYo's CEO joined the Chinese Communist Party officially, probably because he doesn't want to end up like Jack Ma from Alibaba. And you had the Zhongli controversy. In Genshin Impact, he is the god of the Liyue region. He was long awaited, and Chinese players in particular were very hyped for him. After his release, his kit was disappointing. But that's not the first time this happened in Genshin Impact history. In fact, it's happened recently. A character gets hyped, releases, dog shit gameplay. But with Zhongli, they did something that they had never, ever done before or again. When Chinese players complained, they buffed him. Because this wasn't just about the game anymore. This was about Chinese pride. So yeah, this inclusion of Chinese culture does lead to more sales in their games, but they can also lead to way bigger problems. Due to this, they've
All
never
suffering
screwed up
is in
the
service
Chinese
of
New Year
knowledge.
event. This is their
I will
most
see to
important,
it.
most sugar-coated, most exclusive, most
Your safety is my first priority.
It's always gone well.
It's
with
televised.
Chinese players.
Not gonna lie, I'm pretty good at this.
This is a
Okay,
special
I do
lesson
lie,
that they
but
do
not this
every
time.
year for their new year. Done fully in Chinese, and usually features the MiHoYo development team for Genshin Impact, as well as the CEO himself. At 37-48,
I survived being swallowed by the
was
dark
the
heart of the
sentence
universe.
that
So you
ruined
thought,
everything. And you can see
a
everyone in the
bit
comments
close to me.
reference that timestamp talking about it. Let's watch together.
为了感谢旅行者们在过去1年里的支持与陪伴，我们还将通过游戏内邮件的方式为旅行者们奉上3个纠缠之源。希望在这
We can land here.
Dude, look at the comments.
Follow the leader. That's me.
L plus ratio, only 3? What? The whole chat is going insane, and this is on YouTube. This isn't even on the Chinese side, okay? So yes, 3 intertwined fates for 3 wonderful years together, 1 per year. I can't wait to reach 10 years so I can actually get a tenfold. Now this isn't just significant because it's insultingly low as a reward for such prolonged loyalty. This is the equivalent of a doctor saving your life and you offering him 2 used condoms and a chocolate bar. It's like, dude, just say thank you and leave my fucking office. I don't want this. And the reason for that is simple. 3 years might not seem like a big deal, but to a gacha game, it is. Gacha games are not World of Warcraft. They're not MMOs. They're not here for more than 5 years. In fact, seasoned gacha players know very well that even though they're spending hundreds of dollars on a game, it could literally go offline 1 year from release date. And there's nothing they can do about it. Everything's gone forever. Now, there's no statistics or real sources on this, but most people agree that the average lifespan is 5 years for a gacha game. And the fact that this game has been around for 3 years, and during those 3 years has only shown growth both in players and revenue, literally printing money, and for them to give out such an insultingly low reward is actually mind-blowing. You need 90 intertwined fates to guarantee a 5-star character. What the hell am I gonna do with 3? Realistically, it's just 3 dog blue weapons. Okay, maybe add a rain slasher to the mix. Even worse. One additional thing I didn't see many content creators mentioning when they were talking about this is how Chinese people are known to be huge on symbolism. Look, this lunar year is the year of the dragon. And Zhongli, the Archon, the god of Liyue, as I mentioned earlier, takes on the form of a dragon. In Chinese culture, the dragon holds a significant place as an auspicious and extraordinary creature. Unparalleled in talent and excellence, it symbolizes power, nobility, honor, luck, and success. 2024 is forecasted to bring about opportunities, changes, and challenges. Oh yeah, it'll bring out challenges, all right. Bro, this is a year that happens every 12 years. And the Archon of Liyue happens to take on a dragon form as well. And so you're telling me that all the staff involved, the people sitting down, the people behind the camera, the script writers, everyone involved in this process, no one, not one person thought to themselves, wait, wait. Can we just step back for a second and not redo what we did on the first anniversary? Just like, maybe? That is what's so crazy here. So of course, after the live stream was done, all of a sudden you started seeing an influx of tweets on Twitter telling you about what was happening on the Chinese side of the internet. RYC came in and said, the global side of Genshin seems so peaceful, while on the Chinese side, you get to see their official account on Chinese TikTok drop from 11 million to 8.9 million followers in a day, still dropping in real time. Almost every player is criticizing Genshin. And so it has begun. By that time, everyone knew, oh shit. And in every controversy, I'm just so impressed by how determined and united Chinese players are when it comes to companies pissing them the hell off. Like, just think about it. Walmart, tomorrow, an American company, can come out and say, hey guys, you know what? Slavery wasn't so bad. We're not gonna lose this many followers, okay? It just won't happen. Look, everyone out here talks about K-pop fans and Swifties and how much power they have when they're pissed at something, but the Chinese players, or just the Chinese netizens in general, nothing can really compare to them when they're pissed. Which is one of the many reasons why MiHoYo's biggest fear is pissing them off and will usually bow down if they can to apologize. So of course it wasn't just Douyin that was affected, Chinese TikTok. Many other things were affected too. Bilibili, the Chinese equivalent of YouTube that also has an app store for games, was also affected with a barrage of one-star reviews, giving me the 1,000-yard stare of Google Play back in 2021. Its rating dropped so low to 5.8 that, hey, soon enough, Tower of Fantasy might catch up. As you can see, there's a lot of one-star reviews, 2, 3, 1, all kind of talking. Look here, I'm a foreigner and I just read the news. If I'm not misunderstand, Hoiverse really planned on giving only 3 polls for an anniversary of the year as a thank you. It's very shady and even worse than its first anniversary disaster. And then they go on to kind of detail all their problems with the game. Let's translate this reply. I wonder what it is. Even though I have a score of 40 in English, I can understand your poor English. I'm speechless. So overall, they were pissed. But you know, reviews are annoying. However, for Chinese players, they're not impactful enough to incite change for a corporation. So they took it a step further. They started to threaten their business relationships and partnerships with other companies by going to their pages, commenting about how they're going to boycott the company if they don't stop collaborating with Genshin, and unfollowing them. These are companies as big as KFC, Pizza Hut, Haiti, which is a mega huge boba tea brand in China. MiHoYo was even accused of buying zombie accounts on Bilibili to inflate its review, with accounts such as these giving positive ratings to the game. There's examples here too of these weird accounts. Of course, it's not confirmed, but it's never going to be confirmed unless someone leaks it and loses their job, so let's not expect that. As I mentioned before, this was the final nail in the coffin. But the coffin was being hammered for a long time before this, I assure you, okay? Like, this is something that's been going on for a while. I mean, just recently, okay? Like this month, mid-January, Genshin Impact announced that if you buy a PS5, okay, the console that comes with Genshin Impact, you get a feature that many people have been asking for like forever, the skin selector, where you can claim any of the 4-star skins for free. You can pick any skin on this list. And this is pretty much a list of every skin that's been available from the game release up until now, except for Deluxe skin, but why the hell would you want him? I hate him. And what's even worse, this is Chinese exclusive, okay? So even if you wanted to go out of your way to buy a PS5 for this, guess what? China only. And it's not like the Chinese players are happy about this either. This is a feature that they want as well, but a lot of people already have a PS5 or can't even afford one. Dude, this is 3,600 yuan. The entire world is going through a recession, and the household income in China doesn't make them the richest people in the world. So this is as tone deaf as what they said in the live stream. There's also the issue of Star Rail. I wouldn't even call it an issue. It's an issue for Genshin, but great for MiHoYo. Their most recent title has not even been out for a year, and they've already given out probably more rewards than Genshin has in the last 3 years. Their 2.0 live stream was just today as I'm recording this video, and it was insane. I mean, seriously, it's insane. They made a music video for it to hype it up. It was awesome. They're not giving out 10 wishes, they're giving out 20. How's that for your 3 by in-game mail, by the way? And a few weeks ago, they did something unthinkable. They gave out a free 5-star character. And usually you'd expect them to give out a free 5-star that's dog shit, that's terrible. Like Genshin did back with Aloy, with their partnership with PlayStation. This is a character no one uses, okay? She doesn't even have constellations. This is an incomplete character. But no, we were in a completely different situation because this one had drip marketing. This one had promotional art. This one had so much hype built around him and had so much effort put into him as a character and ended up being very viable for the meta that it was actually a crazy good gift. And on top of this, what's most important to me is that they keep adding quality of life changes, things that Genshin players have wanted since release, and they show no sign of stopping. Now I'm truly wondering what they're going to get for their 1-year anniversary because I highly doubt it'll be a disappointment. But all this to say that this was a gradual buildup. That tone-deaf sentence during the live stream was the catalyst that triggered that buildup. But this dissatisfaction has been present for a while, especially when people realized that if Star Rail can do it, why can't Genshin? What's the excuse here? We simply just can't find one anymore, except Copium. You decided to make a region based off of China, and your biggest event in the game that takes place every year has customs that are directly inspired by IRL China customs and traditions. And hey, no one forced you to screw up, you did it yourself! But because they screwed up on such an integral point of the year in such an important event, this all of a sudden went from a game problem to a national pride problem, giving me strong Vietnam flashbacks to the Bunny Girl incident. It's been 2 full years since the first anniversary catastrophe. And you've had such a long time to learn from your mistakes, but you haven't. What else is there to say? Apparently, nothing, because it's been more than a week since this has happened by the time this video goes up, and MiHoYo has said nothing about this. Complete radio silence. Now, of course, if you're a dodgy gaming tabloid journalist aiming to get cheap clicks, you'll make up the fact that they apologized. Because, hey, it's on the Chinese side of the internet. People reading the article won't really care, right? They modified it the next day, right? But the initial version said that MiHoYo apologized and that they've adjusted the rewards. No, they didn't. They didn't say anything. Another website, Gizmo China, said the same thing, no doubt inspired by the amazing journalistic integrity of Sportskeeda, saying Hoyoverse issued an apology and promised to reassess and adjust the rewards. No. Buddy, you realize how much research I put into this? I went to Google and typed Genshin Impact apology in Mandarin, and I couldn't find anything. And if you don't believe me, there's a Chinese player who can confirm it too. On Tectone's subreddit, who's probably watching this video right now because he has been farming hundreds of thousands of views on this controversy, a Chinese player came here and confirmed there is nothing on their Douyin, which is TikTok, but in China, Bilibili, or Weibo. And it seems like the source for this came from Sportskeeda, with multiple content creators quoting it from there, even though they didn't provide any sources. Typical gaming tabloid journalism. Sportskeeda, Duxerto, all these dog shit websites, that's what they do. But they didn't apologize. Now what do I think's gonna happen? Are we gonna have crazy changes? Is the game gonna have a change of management that will steer it in the right direction? No. I think just like the first anniversary, or just like the Bunny Girl incident in Honkai Impact 3rd, MiHoYo will simply send an in-game mail with 1,600 Prime gems saying, sorry. Also, the 2 4-star skins that we're releasing for Shenhe and Ganyu for the Lunar New Year, you can have one for free. Yeah, we're really sorry. Here's your Booba outfit, enjoy. I could be wrong, right? But I totally see everyone calming down if they do this. But at this point, I'm convinced either they're tone deaf to the point of being quite literally deaf to all the player surveys that they've given out and received, or Genshin Impact has such spaghetti code that implementing the smallest quality of life change, like collect all in expeditions, literally takes 3 years. Who knows? Who knows? Either way, I'll continue watching the chaos as I always do. I'll continue laughing my ass off as I always do. And I'll continue making videos at the risk of being blacklisted by Genshin Impact. As always, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I love you. Mwah.
So the schedule for this mini-series goes like this. We did the main channel on theatre, then an incognito mode on painting, this, then there's a main channel on wine, and then an incognito mode on a bunch of stories around wine. And there's a main channel on peopleware, there was a main channel on luxury goods, and then we round the whole thing off with two more inputs. I go back into play. This first set is basics of paint. We were a little bit worried to show us that we kind of felt like this will split the earth. Not because it's political or anything, but because it's so basic. So someone who already knows something. Yeah? Why are you telling me? But for someone like me, who knows practically zero about art, I found it really interesting, and I thought, why the heck haven't I been told this before, right? So, first section. Basics of VR. Do not put an F in front of that. Worst mistake I ever made in my life. Alright, first, some things that'll make you go, yeah, or, oh, right. So look at this colorful goo. Paint. Delicious in both jam and chip form, but its raw components are just two essential things, an undissolving pigment and a medium. Now, pigments are basically just colorful dust, and the medium is the liquidy thing that the dust hangs out in. Now, the liquid determines what type of paint you have. Pigment plus water equals watercolors. Pigment plus glue equals acrylics. Pigment plus oil equals oil paint. So simple. And pigment plus, moving on. Now, the pigment does not dissolve into the medium. Instead, it's just kind of suspended in it. When the pigment does dissolve into a medium, that's a dye. So that's the basic thing. Now, you have to transfer the paint onto the canvas. To do that, we need to talk tools. Well, first, you can just use your fingers. It was good enough for the cavemen, and it's good enough for you. So it's good enough for us. Then we tried brushes. Now here is the anatomy of a brush. You've got the handle, the bristles, the ferrule, and the crimp. Now the bristles are the most important bit. First, we were just using mangled up reeds called fronds, but they got really good once we started using animal hair. Have a look at some of the animals we used. Boar, taken from the neck or the back of the pig. That is the kind of brush that Van Gogh used, and it's still the gold standard for today. A goat brush. It's good, but it's not the goat. Lacks and sperm, so it's mostly used for calligraphy. Badger. Now that's actually mostly used for shaving, not painting at all. Horse, raccoon, and wolf, also not great. But what's the worst quality of all? You know, the gutter oil of the brush world. Well, the worst quality is camel hair brushes, and they're mostly sold as arts and crafts brushes for kids. But the weird thing is, camel hair is so low quality that it's not even used in brushes at all. Huh? Yes, so-called camel hair brushes are actually made from cats and rabbits and squirrels. But that makes people kind of sad. So they changed the name to a much less cute animal, and also one that's kind of exotic, so you wouldn't question it. Now, what's the best brush of all? What is the S tier of brush? Those are made from sable.
Oh my god, this, of course. 10 out of 10.
Now, sable is a type of weasel. These are hunted for their fur for clothing.
Byron.
It's him.
But when they catch them to make clothes, they actually only want the body for the clothes, and so they discard the tail altogether. But those tails have the best hair for paintbrushes, and so they are snatched up by the brushman. Now the hair is special because it has an interlocking scale that vastly increases the surface area, but it also holds strong in the long term. Firm and bouncy, but also soft.
It's smooth. It bounces. It moves. Only with Nutrisinate Keratin Smooth.
And they sell for upwards of Alright, here's a top 10 list sort of what logo style. The most famous and just a few interesting What does it make you feel? Too late. Or if you are to be tired, happy, sad. I bet those are the only two emotions you even know. The correct answer is shame, because you are embarrassing. You know nothing about the art. So it is time to look at the best paintings to ever exist. And let's begin with the most obscure of them all. Whoever this is.
I'm down. Got trouble here. Healing up. You'll be right.
Mona last name. Check it out. But turns out, Mona isn't honorific, meaning Madam, so it's Madam Lisa. Now, relatively recently, historians have figured out who she actually is, and they found out that she's married to a Florentine nurse, Francesco del Giocondo. So that makes her Lisa del Giocondo. That explains the alternative title for her, La Gioconda. Now, the reason she has her arms crossed and is a little bit chubby is because she's pregnant. You can kind of see that she's wearing a veil, and that particular type of veil was worn by pregnant women at the time. Her husband, when Da Vinci was unknown, so it would have been very expensive, and that makes it very funny for a couple of reasons.
ഞാനെങ്ങാൻ രക്ഷപ്പെട്ടാ പിന്നെ നീ നാലിച്ച് നെക്സ്റ്റ് ലെവൽ
പിന്നെ നീ പോയി പിന്നെ ഞാനില്ല പിന്നെ ഞാനില്ല നീ രക്ഷപ്പെട്ടാ ഞാനില്ല പിന്നെ മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ
എടാ നീ എന്നെ പിടിച്ചു വെച്ചിരിക്കുവാണോ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഈഗിളിന് മെസ്സേജ് അയക്കുക ഈഗിളെ ദഫക്കിന്റെ വ്യൂവർഷിപ്പ് ഒക്കെ സീനാ കിക്കിലൊരു കോൺടാക്ട് എടുത്ത് സീൻ
എടാ നീ അത് 100 ക്യാഷ് അപ്പ് അടിക്ക് എന്നിട്ട് കിടന്ന് ഡയലോഗ് അടിക്ക്
എടാ ഇതുമാതിരി ഡബിൾ ഡോഗും പറയണ പോലെ കേട്ടോ
അതെ
ആദ്യം 100 ക്യാഷ് അപ്പ് അടിക്ക് ദഫക്ക്
എന്നിട്ട് നീ എന്നോട് ഒന്ന് സംസാരിക്കേ കേട്ടോ കേട്ടോ നീ 100 ക്യാഷ് അപ്പ് അടിച്ചിട്ട് എന്നോട് സംസാരിച്ചാൽ മതി ഈ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ എന്റെ കോൺടാക്ട് വെച്ചിട്ട് ഞാൻ എല്ലാം സെറ്റ് ആക്കി ഞാൻ സംശയം ചോദിച്ചോട്ടെ 100 ക്യാഷ് അപ്പ് ഉണ്ടായ നീ എന്റെ ഞാൻ നിന്റെ വരട്ടെ
അതെ
അയ്യോ സോറി
Wait, what's the title of Repeat It? What does that mean?
Oh,
I'm literally gonna die. Shower. I get far.
The willing will survive.
It began with a Tumblr post, a declaration of war that read, "Join us on July 4th to celebrate our freedom and independence from racists by shutting down 4chan." The post spread, and soon Tumblr's army was preparing for war. First, let's examine these two states. Tumblr, they are one of the world's largest online armies. They are over 300 million blogs strong. And 4chan is...
ഞാൻ കോസ്റ്റിക് അല്ലേ? വാട്ട് ദ ഹെൽ? ഓ ഹലോ ഹായ്ഡാ ജിം ബ്രോ. സോറി, ഞാൻ ഇപ്പോഴാണ് ശ്രദ്ധിച്ച ചാറ്റ്. അയ്യോ ഹലോടാ, വെൽക്കം ടു സ്ട്രീം.
As you can see here on this official
കോസ്റ്റിക്
map,
അല്ലേ? വാട്ട് ദ ഹെൽ?
Tumblr's infantry quickly penetrated 4chan's territory. They published posts all across the B and pole boards. Puppies, selfies, and feminist memes sprung up everywhere. The assault was extreme. In less than an hour, Tumblr. But this was by no means the end of the conflict. Tumblr had picked the hornet. B was roused and ready for a fight. En masse, they headed straight for Tumblr's home base. Porn, gore, and anti-feminist memes were spread across some of the more popular tags. Tumblr users were being triggered from every direction.
It's not fun, it's actually pretty serious.
Right, gather round. It's time for a look at what not to do.
45 seconds until ring close. It's
Wow! Great!
At least giving my shield to recharge.
Some users thought they could complete the spamming posts by submitting their own selfies over and over again. They soon found that 4chan used these selfies,
30 seconds.
tossed them in the hardcore form, and then spammed them back onto the tag in greater number. Lesson 2. Don't leave system posts. During the raid, someone pretending to be a Tumblr user posted this infographic. Users were bricked. Don't petition. Someone created a petition on change.org.
Fuck!
So, in response, 4chan made their own petition. It managed to get about 10 times as many signatures. The only thing you can do, really, is log off and wait for it to be over. Trouble is, it took Tumblr 2 days to figure this out. In the meanwhile, casualties were enormous. 40 plus hours of wasted time, 500 hurt feelings, and literally thousands of trigger rings. But before we close the history books on this event, it's time to look at one more thing.
ഒരു കൺട്രോൾ ഇപ്പൊ വരും. കൺട്രോളും കൂടെ
It is
കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട്
now widely
നിർത്തുന്നത്തേക്ക്.
believed that Pole was behind the original Tumblr post that called for war. The conspiracy goes something like this. Trick Tumblr into provoking B, have the two of them war it out, and sit back and watch the fireworks. Happy 4th of July.
Your parents will be very ashamed.
You do know that you're not normal, though, right?
You're not normal.
Wow, okay, I'm going to be doing some real history for once.
What's the meaning of this? Who are you?
2800 years ago, there were these guys called the Greeks.
അതെ വീണ്ടും കോസ്റ്റിക് എടുത്തോണ്ട് പോയോ? ഹലോ മിസ്റ്റർ സിലിണ്ടർ. ഹലോ ഹായ്ഡാ. ഹായ് ഗോപി. ഹലോ. ഞാൻ
Start the game, so we take a bunch of photos. Do a ceremony, light a torch with a curved mirror. That torch would light a cauldron, which would burn throughout the duration of the games, which didn't go for very long. Back then, there were only about 4 events: stick throw, heavy frisbee, wrestling, and a 4th thing. So you were done in about 45 minutes and back to the villa in time for a traditional taco dinner. But here's the important bit. The cauldron is tradition, but the torch relay is totally different. It was invented in the 20th century for the 1936 Berlin Olympics as a symbolic piece of Aryan propaganda for you know who. Woods? And so ever since, it's been girls. But wait, back to the thing. Because you're probably wondering how the plane gets all the way from Greece to, say, Brazil with an open flame. Well, it goes by boat, bus, and plane, carried on 4 separate miner-style laps. When it flies, it goes business class, by the way, on 2 separate flights. Cool, now you're up to speed, and I can start cataloging the illegal goods. Let's start. I can't research about gold medals and chocolate, and the medals are made with street crime. The leather spending for and it doesn't a mouse game between spirit stone and
വാട്സൺ എടുക്കാം. വാട്സൺ ആരും എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടോ? വാട്സൺ ആരും എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടോ? കാറ്റലിസ്റ്റ് എടുക്കാം.
They also had a jaguar. My shields need a bit more power. Spooked, probably by the fire, and then attacked one of the soldiers.
Gas trap deployed.
Shot it.
Recharging shields.
But this isn't the first instance. So, 1988, to celebrate the occasion, it's
Enemy.
people report the smell of mercury in several in 2008, because around, then in Kazakhstan, activists attempting to disrupt, although they got arrested and deported back to China. Turkey, more of the same type of protesters and more of the same type of arrests. Russia, protests. Then in Great Britain, the torch relay had to be several times. After 50 disruptions, they gave up. Argentina, the flame was attacked with water. The gods were so
oh yeah, ഇതെന്താ വോൾട്ട് ഉണ്ടല്ലേ?
Is that they choose the wrong people to carry it, and then when it arrives at the cauldron, it has a habit of going out. Montreal 1976 is considered the most disorganized Olympics ever.
I was using thermite
Funnily enough, this isn't in London, the rock. Did they think Sonic is their mascot? Protesters around the fire extinguisher. The ocean. But your boy, Gust of Wind. Yeah. Anyway, I think he gets out. That's what we promises to be one of the longest relays ever.
These will pierce.
There's an ad for Heroes of the Spy. Play it on your phone. Borrow your friend's phone and play it on the toilet. It's an action RPG. Wow. Yes. Build a team of 400 points. Excuse me, sir. Turn up. No. 5. They got a 4.5 out of 5 on Google. Cut that, please.
Oh, what? Aliya.
The game was not involved at all. Another variable progress. Hi there. It's me, J.K. Rowling.
The dark pierces through.
And the ghostwriter for Tyler Oakley's autobiography. But I have another tale. And it's about 2005. My 6th book is coming out. The parents are misguided. But the popularity
Yeah, what?
story. Who would Harry hook up with? And the third group, the thieves. One of them stole an early copy of the book and tried to sell it to the Sun newspaper for £50,000. This was getting serious. So the public started rapidly. No matter outside of the very quickly spread everywhere, and then it went from online to RL. Teens were taking to their model minivans and heading out to bookstores. They used to ride past Blood Prince to stretch around.
Ah!
People were making accounts there and posting stories. It was even bigger event. The final of the series. And this was the greatest spoilers of all. Fast forward to 2007. It's getting worse. There's now a 5th group, journalists, who are rummaging through my trash looking for scraps of paper. We started taking it very seriously. More GPS trackers, more guards. We made fake endings. We even got the GCHQ involved to conduct surveillance on some of those first 3 groups. We did everything we possibly could for my first book. And yet, the retailer deepdiscount.com sent the bloody thing out to customers a week early. And the Spoy Boys were more prepared and organized than ever. July 18th, they called it P-Day because they're not that creative. Attacks on the shores of the United States.
Harry's a Horcrux!
എനിവേസ് ഞാൻ തൽക്കാലത്തേക്ക് ഇന്ന് നിർത്തുകയാണ്. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ എനിക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ബോറടിക്കുന്നു. ആൻഡ് ഐ ഗസ് ഇന്നത്തേക്ക് വലുതായിട്ടൊന്നുമില്ല. ഞാൻ വേറെ ഒന്നും പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല. ആൻഡ് ഐ ഗസ് എനിക്ക് വയ്യ, കുറച്ച് പണിയും ഉണ്ട്. ബട്ട് എല്ലാം കൊണ്ടും നാളെ മൺഡേ ആയതുകൊണ്ടാണെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. എനിവേസ് ഞാൻ തൽക്കാലത്തേക്ക് നിർത്തുകയാണ്. ആൻഡ് അതേപോലെ ഗുഡ് ബൈ ജി ജീസ് ആൻഡ് ടു ബി കണ്ടിന്യൂഡ്. ബൈ.